Tiffany Haynes here. Welcome back to another installment of God's Math. And so, on this installment, I may step on a toe or two. Okay. Just know I'm here to help. All right. Just remember that about my heart. I'm here to help you break through of any monotonous cycle that you are in, any fruit you're seeing in your life that is not desirable fruit. I want to help you break whatever that is. And so, this might step on a toe or two, as I said, but this is going to be very helpful. So let's get into it. So, one of the main reasons why many of you are not seeing the traction that you want in your life, it could be in finances, it could be in your marriage, it could be anywhere in your life, any category in your life where you are not happy with what you're seeing. It could be, I'm not saying that it is, it could be you're lazy. Okay. I promise you, I don't mean to offend. Unless offense means inspiring you to change, then I mean to offend. I'm here to offend you. But if you are lazy in any area of your life that you are not seeing the fruit that you desire, I'm telling you that's the reason why. I'm telling you that's the reason why. And I know it sounds elementary, and you say to yourself, duh, I could see why that would be. But what I want you to understand, here's the concept that I want you to get is some people are not lazy when it comes to work, but they're lazy when it comes to their marriage. Some people are not lazy when it comes to their marriage, but they're lazy when it comes to what they want to see in their finances and their work. And so what happens is where they're not lazy, they see fruit. They're happy with the results. They're satisfied there. But where they are lazy, where they're not willing to step out, it could be from fear. It could be from whatever lies you're telling yourself. But whatever the case is, you're not taking action. You're not taking action on the things you know you were supposed to do. And the minute you know you're supposed to do it and you don't take action, the Bible sees that as lazy. And you say, Tiff, you're a whole lot. Bible don't say nothing about being lazy. Actually, there's over 20 scriptures in the Bible about laziness. None of them are going to fare well for you if you know better and you're not doing better. None of them are going to fare well for you. I'm just going to show you some of them. Okay, just so you can see your girl's not lying. Then I'm going to tell you how we're going to cure laziness. Then I'm going to give you some strategic steps to be able to cure laziness. So by the time you end this video, you'll be all set. Okay, you're welcome. All right, you're welcome. Here we go. Proverbs 13:4. The soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing. That's not good. But the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. Well, can I get diligent for 200, Alex? Because the soul of a lazy man desires and has nothing. Nobody wants that. Let's keep going. All right. 2 Thessalonians 3:10 says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. Oh, okay, but he don't say nothing about laziness. Proverbs 10:4. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Okay, man, you had already said something about me not having nothing, but being diligent, making me rich. Being diligent, he already said that in Proverbs 13:4 about being diligent. I love diligent because, I'm going to talk to you about being strategic, but diligent, that's just continuing to punch away at something. Just the fact you continue to punch away at something, guys, I'm just going to drop you off a bag for that, just because you just did not give up. Okay, here we go. Some more. Proverbs 18:9. He who is slothful in his work is a brother to him who is a great destroyer. Okay, it's not looking good for you guys. Proverbs 21:25. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. Here we go. And I know what you're saying. Just hold tight, because I already know, I already sense what you're saying. We're going to talk about what you're telling yourself, because you're like, Tiff, I'm not lazy. I promise you, I'm not lazy. Just hold on. I'm going to get through some more scriptures so y'all can see this is why your life's in shambles. Proverbs 24, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. So So you're saying that if I don't do something because I have made up an excuse in my head, it doesn't matter. I still get nothing. It's not like God hears my excuse and goes, you know what? You're right, my little sweetie. You know what I'm saying? Let me warm up. Let me just warm up the outside for you so that you can get to work and have you. He said, I'm not doing that. Get it in the cold. Do it uncomfortable. Do it a little nervous and with some trepidation and do it anyway. And guess what he says? You will have the diligent hand will be made rich. I'm gonna do just a few more and then we're gonna get into the lesson here. Okay. Proverbs 19:15. Slowfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. I'm here to tell you, okay, that whatever your excuse is, whatever your non-action excuse is, this should tell you God doesn't care. He does not care. He does not care. Here we go. Ephesians 4:28. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. He's saying he's saying, I want you to work. This ain't even for you. Okay. This ain't even for what you're gonna get. This is for what others will get that needs it. All right. So I want you to understand that laziness is a trap. And then every time I tell y'all, shout me down, I get to doing God's math and I say, it disrupts, it breaks the rules, it's mind boggling, it's supernatural. And y'all shout me down. Make you lazy. Now, how is that going to work? How are you going to activate God's math in your life and you won't even take action? Okay. All right. So let's talk about, I just want to briefly, okay. I just want to briefly share with you some of the things that you're saying to yourself, because I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. And you're saying, Tiff, I'm not lazy. I don't mind doing the work. I really do not mind doing the work. You share that with me. And I mean, you're speaking from the heart. Here's some alternative phrases for I'm lazy. Okay. I'm waiting on more information. I'm just wait. I'm gathering. You know, I got a lot of hunters and gatherers of information. I'm waiting for more information. I don't have anyone to help me. I don't have anyone. This is my idea. I have my idea. I have it. Look right here. It's written down, and I don't have anyone to help me. I know you feel like I don't have empathy when I'm saying this, but just it is what it is. I don't know what to do. What are my next steps? I just can't. I don't understand what my next step should be. Okay, here's one. I don't know my purpose. I don't even know what it should be. I want to do more, but I don't know my purpose. I don't know. This is all the things you say. These are all of your alternatives to saying I'm lazy. And I know it sounds like I am not being empathetic. I'm not being empathetic, but let me tell you why I have to be careful with giving too much empathy. Okay. Because right here, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing. The sluggard will not plow. They won't take action. They won't do something because they feel like there's a valid reason. You not taking action because you feel like there's a valid reason is going to make you a beggar. It's going to make you a borrower and not the lender. It's going to have it where you say you have nothing. So that means that we have to do something regardless. Even if we kind of don't know what we're doing, even if we're a little bit confused, even if we say, okay, this is the only few things I know to do, you have to do those things. And then God will begin to direct your path and he'll begin to unlock the thing. Because here's the truth that we must accept. That anytime somebody asks me what they should do, okay, and I've heard my good friend Tiffany Montgomery say this, she'll say, what's the last thing God told you to do? What is the last thing God told you to do? And then they go, I had this idea here and then to do my website, right? And then you go, Did you do the website? No, because I didn't know if I should. The sluggard will now plow by reason of the cold. By reason of the, I don't know, I didn't know if I should put it in Wix or if I should put it in Squarespace. The sluggard will not plow because I had met a graphic designer that was going to do it, but then they had got sick, and so then I didn't do. That's reason of the cold. Guess what? You're going to be a beggar. You'll have nothing. I'm talking about if it's raggedy, if it's sewn together, if you got to do the site yourself, whatever God told you was the next step and what has been put in your belly, that's what you better be doing. That's what you better be doing, because your inaction is multiplying into nothing. God's math is working all the time, right? Go watch my video on purifying the seed, because it means that the multiplication of spiritual law is happening regardless. It's just a matter of, is it multiplying something you want to see or you don't want to see? All right, so here's the cure. I fussed at you enough. Okay, here's the cure. Write this down. Here's your prescription. Here's your prescription to heal the infection of your inaction. Consistent strategic effort. Consistent strategic effort is going to heal you of all your infirmity. Tiff, what does that look like? Glad you asked. I'm gonna give you some cheat codes for this. Okay, let's focus on each word. Okay, in the medication that's going to heal your inaction. Consistent, consistent, consistent. Right, over and over again. Has a pace. Did it yesterday. Doing it today. Right. We're gonna be consistent. Consistent. Now, here's what I want you to liken it to, right? So there is a sprinter and then there's a marathon runner. The sprinter, I mean, when they take out of the gate, honey, they get off the mark. They got all this energy. They, bam. Okay, Usain Bolt, and you, boy, they see you. And then, I mean, it ain't but a quarter of a mile later, they look and you on the sideline drinking Gatorade. Okay, did you even deplete any electrolytes? Like, what do you need Gatorade for? That's the sprinter. Okay, they have already stopped, and they feel like they've done enough. The marathon runner can run 10, 15, 20, 26 miles. And they may not come out the gate going 100 miles an hour, but what they won't do is stop. What they won't do is have you look on the sidelines and find them. Okay, what you will find is the people cheering for them, their families. Okay, you will find the broadcaster that's documenting their journey, but they will always be running. They will always be on the field. And what I want you to realize is that if you want to see success in any area of your life, you have to become a marathon runner. You have to commit that you're going to have to never, ever, ever, ever stop. And sometimes to commit to that means you're going to pick a pace that you can keep up, that you can do every day. All right, that you can continue to rock with. You're going to be consistent. You're going to be consistent. The problem is the minute you say you're going to do something, you now all of a sudden, you say you want to lose weight. Now all of a sudden you just, I'm not going to eat past 3 p.m. I'm not going to have any this and any that. And I'm only going to drink water. I'm going to drink so much. I'm going to drink 3 gallons of water. You got all of this, you overdoing it and you can't keep it up. Why don't you find what you can do consistently? All right, so here's one of my consistent tips for somebody that's trying to do something new in their life. I want you to do 3 things a day that are going to move you closer to your goal. So if you set a goal in your marriage, or you set a goal in your finances, or you set a goal with how you want to parent your children, or you set a goal with your personal development, I want you to pick, what are the 3 things I can do tomorrow that'll push me closer to the goal? So let's say we have a goal in our business, right? We want to start a business. I'm going to give you an example. And I don't really know what to do. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. It just seems like it's so much that I want to do. And here's the problem is that typically when you have a business you want to start, you have the end goal in your mind, the end vision, and the end vision overwhelms you taking the first step. So don't do that. What is the very first thing I need to do? So let's say I want to start, I'm about to make up something, a candle making business. Okay. I just want to make candles. This is the business I want to start. And the very first thing that I'm going to do is research facilities where I can put together my concoction. Okay. I just want to research the facilities. The second thing I want to do is pick 3 facilities out in an hour radius of where I live and schedule visits to those facilities. Okay. And then the third thing I'm going to do is write down the questions that I'm going to ask when I get to those facilities. And those are the 3 things that I want to work on the very next day. And you say, oh my God, what about my website? How I'm going to sell it? How I'm going to market? Where are the facilities located? Book the appointment to go see the facilities. Write down some questions that I'm going to ask. That's how I want you to focus on. Those 3 things. Guess what? Once you do those 3 things, it's going to unlock the next 3 things, which will unlock the next 3 things. And you say, oh my gosh, Tip, the day came and I sat down. I say, you know what I'm going to do? At least spend an hour on my business a day. And I spent the whole hour researching just one facility. And then I had to stop and do something else. Who cares? Whatever you didn't finish, just put it on your 3 things for the next day. As long as you consistently working on your business. That's what we're trying to set the pace for, is the marathon runner, is the consistent, is the rhythm in which you're going to always come back to the thing you want to see progress in. You're going to always come back to the thing that you want to see more fruit in. And you're going to be consistent and you're going to write 3 things. These are just the very simple next 3 things that you can think to do in this area. And that is all you're going to focus on the very next day. That's it. Consistent. Okay. This is going to cure your laziness. This is going to cure you being overwhelmed by your ideas. This is going to cure it. Just do the next 3 things that are the simplest things. Don't pick the things that are the most complicated. What are the very next 3 things that I need to do to push this forward? All right. And you're going to work on those 3 things every single day. And then as you mark one off, you replace it with the next thing that will fill that space. But as you do the 3 things, it'll unlock the next 3. You don't have to worry about coming up with it later. You don't even have to write down, these are the 3 things I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, you're trying to sprint. Just write down your 3 things you're going to do the next day. And at the end of that day, then you'll write down the 3 things you're going to do the very next day. And you'll be able to become a marathon runner on whatever category in your life you want to see work in. And because guess what you're doing every single day? Okay, let's go back to seed law. You're sowing the seeds. You're sowing the seeds. You're sowing the seeds. You're sowing the seeds. And what inevitably is going to happen by you doing that? You will reap a harvest. You will reap a harvest because of your consistency. How many times did I just explain to you in the scripture where God says the diligent will be made rich? He didn't say the diligent, okay, we'll get a few extra dollars. Will be made rich. And what we're showing God is we can be diligent in something. We can do something every single day to plant the seed. Okay, next word. All right. Consistent, strategic. Strategic. Get your 3 steps from a master. Once you start to get your 3 steps and what you should be doing next, you want to make sure that the next steps that you're unlocking on your journey is coming from someone that has done the thing that you're trying to do. They've mastered it. That means they reached a level of success that you can respect and you have some aspiration to. And you can look back and go, I wouldn't be mad at all. Okay. If I could take where I am in this category and switch places with them, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. If that's how you feel about them in that particular category, then that's who you want to take notes from. And that's who you want to start to get your steps from as you're moving along with what you need to be doing every day. Get your steps from a master. Okay, so because what happens is when you get your steps from a master, you collapse the time and which somebody bump their head because they keep going the wrong way, and because they're in a maze and they're trying to figure it out. And they, oh shoot, okay, no, it go this way. A master would say, go right and go left, go right again, go right again. You can say, but I thought I go left. Go right again. And he's okay. All right. I'm going to go right again. Because what happens is a master is going to help you collapse the time. It's going to make sure that the consistent effort that you're doing is strategic. It's strategic because that is what you want. You want to be like a sniper, right? So you're just not going out exhausting yourself, shooting and unloading the whole gun where you can just be using 1 bullet a day. So that hour, if you only have an hour to give to whatever you're building, you can be strategic in your efforts. Okay. This works for every area in your life. If you're looking to have a better marriage, you better be on the hunt for a kingdom marriage that are living in bliss. And they don't mind talking about the worst of times and how they got to the best of times. You want to be sitting at their feet and saying, tell me what to do. And they might say, go find out what your spouse's love language is and then do it every day. And you'll be like, well, that seems a little bit too simple for what? No. Remember, when it's a person telling you to go right, you think you might need to go left. And they're going to tell you to go do that, and then you're going to go find out, and then just every day for your 3 things a day is going to be feeding into your spouse's love language. And I know it's going to seem like, but I want to take them on a trip, and I want to, because they've been asking me about redoing the whole backyard, and I want to do. You're trying to sprint. Be a marathon runner. Do the simple things every single day that's going to move you closer to your goal. Find out from a master. Find you a mentor. If it's finances, if it's business, if it's your marriage, if it's your spiritual walk, find you a mentor. And the simple things they tell you to do every day, do those simple things. If they give you 5 things, it's okay to let me just focus on the top 3, and then I'll begin to add as I begin to pick up my stamina in this area. And then effort. This one's simple. Give it all you got. If the Bible says to do it as if you're working for the Lord, give it all you got. The problem is, even when you do something, it's just haphazard. It's just you give 30%. And guess what? Have you ever? This is what I always tell people, and I always love that this answer is just undefeated. How many times can you count that you gave something your all and you didn't have favorable returns? How many times? And then they might have some bizarre oddity story where they say, well, this one time I can. All right, so 1 out of 100? What is the winning ratio of you giving something all you had to give and not being happy with the return that you got back? What is the ratio on that? You can't look me in my eye and tell me 10 out of 10 times you gave it all you had and you don't like what you got back in return. You would be a liar. You know why? Because the diligent hand will be made rich. All right. So give it all you have. Once you get your consistency down, your 3 things a day. And once you get those things from a strategic partner, which is a mentor, give it all you have. Because the reason why you don't have God's math activated in your life is because you're lazy. It's because of your inaction. Okay. You don't like being called lazy? Then guess what? Because of your inaction is why you don't have what you want. Take action and see God's math activated in your life in ways you've never thought possible.